What's up, guys? Red light is on. We are live. Little kind of on the spot here. Fight Bananas. We're doing it. Real quick, I want to give you a 2-3 minute synopsis of how we got to tonight. Right. Last night. Oh, it says I'm live on my phone. There you go. I actually get a text, a really late text from Edward Martinez. Eddie Martinez, good guy. Like him a lot. Anyone comes in here, guys, any questions or answers? We're going to have Jim the Beast Alers coming on here in a second. Jim the Beast Alers. No more Bare Knuckle, I guess. We'll talk to him about it. So real quick, Eddie texted me real late last night. I was sleeping. I got 4 kids. Got to get up early for the next day. And I get up and I kind of see a lot of stuff going on with, Jim Alers put something on a Facebook post and, stuff was rolling. So I was like, okay. So I reached out to Jim, talked to Jim for multiple years now. Always love talking to him. And sometimes we talk not fight stuff. Saw him at a birthday party, Hannah Goldie's son's birthday party. Always love talking with Jim. So I'm like, man, Ed, dude, love to have you. Anything you want to say, open platform, anything you want, that kind of thing. So we just kind of made it happen. I don't even really know what he's going to say. And there's a red light on. It's an open mic. We'll put it on YouTube. We'll make it into a podcast. And we'll just let it go. So let me bring on Jim Alers right now, and let's see how it goes. Jim, my man.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good, man. Looking a little bit different, as you can tell.
I can tell, man. 8 years it takes off you.
Right? I've been told that.
I'm doing the opposite right now a little bit.
Well, it's good, though.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I was we did some cool commentary work for Island Fights this past week, and I was up there and doing screen stuff. And I don't know, it's weird. I've always been baby faced, and just kind of being on the TV screen, I don't know, something about it.
I felt like I needed a big change in everything, so beard had to go. Well, I'll let you take it away. I'll kind of maybe once in a while play devil's advocate, or maybe once in a while just kind of ask you what's going through your mind. Anyone here, Q&A, ask Jim anything, ask me anything, and we'll let it go and see where it goes. All right, my man? Yeah, man. So I guess I've kind of been thinking about this for a while now, and I feel like I've done so much for Bare Knuckle. I've taken fights on 3 weeks notice and against main event fighters. I've co-main evented and main evented 4 out of the 5 times that I have been on in a Bare Knuckle show, and I just very confused on like how they treat their fighters, I guess. After my last fight, of course, I fought for the title as a main event against Louis Baboon Palomino. And man, if I didn't try to reach out to them, probably, I don't know how many times, ridiculous amount of times, I probably would have never heard from them again. The last time I talked to David Feldman, he told me, him and I used to talk one-on-one together, and it was, hey, from now on, Nate's going to be handling your all the information, anything you want to do with, you want to fight. If you have any questions, talk to Nate now. And that's fine. I get it. It's blowing up, but from right there, I thought that was a little bit weird. And I was trying to get fights and trying to make it happen. Nothing against Nate. I'm sure he is a very busy man as well. But, I would have multiple messages of just like, no response. And I'm like, man, I don't believe this, man. I am the number 1 guy still at 155. I believe that I have beaten the top 3 guys, one of the top 3 guys, probably. Julian Lane's one of the top guys in 175 division, I think. Elvin Brito is probably the number 1 guy, at even divisions above me, but I guess, I don't know if they were having a hard time finding me a fight or whatever it is, just the connection kind of disappeared there. And I kind of honestly don't really love the way where the promotion is going right now too, with all the social media fights and stuff like that. And honestly, but besides that, I think it's just kind of time for me to just to hang it up, man. It's very hard as a fighter to quit coming from a loss. We always want to try to do better, try to come back, try to see if we can get that win, and try to ride out in glory. But I think I've had to think hard about it, and I think those who kind of follow me saw what happened. I had a jiu-jitsu match where I got knocked out, and after that knockout, it just kind of got me thinking. I started getting headaches a lot, and after I fought Caleb Harris the last time, I think it's been a year right now, I had headaches for about a month. Wow. so bad. I wanted to like almost smash my head in, and I thought, man, I cannot have this again.
Right.
So after that knockout, my whole mind started going crazy. Like, oh, what should I do? What do I want to do? I had to pull out of some events that I had coming on. And, I kind of talked to my family. I talked to coaches and friends close to me. And, it's very hard, like I said, as a fighter to think, hey, this is it, And, I definitely wanted to continue going, but, the more I thought about it, my health was really the biggest concern. So, right. I have a lot of doctor's appointments coming up just to make sure everything's okay. But after that last knockout, it really scared me. People don't know, but I had a Jeep that I just bought not too long ago, wrecked it, had a little flash knockout there. And then of course with the fight with Lewis, I got TKO'd. So that was 3 like big head trauma injuries in about 6 months. And, I needed to take a big break. So before I start slurring, before I start, getting any of those big symptoms, I was like, man, I want to be able to play with my kids, be able to, see my grandkids and be functioning with them when I get older. So I think that's when I kind of decided, this is it for me in that sense.
Okay, let me jump in. So when you say this is it for you, is this it? I saw on an Instagram post you kind of said bye Bare Knuckle. Is this bye to everything? Like you've had I think around 5 submission, 5 grappling kind of matches. Is this kind of bye to everything, or is this for now bye to Bare Knuckle FC, and then just you might do other stuff in the future?
Yeah, I don't really like to speak in absolutes like that of saying, I'll never do anything. But I think for sure it's bye Bare Knuckle. Okay. I'm happy I got to make some good money with them. They definitely paid me well for the time that I had. I think it's weird, when I was trying to fight again after my fight with Lewis, they had, I was given some weird excuses of like, hey, you make too much. We can't use you on this card. We're not going to be able to use you again until December. I'm like, man, I can't sit on the shelf for over a year. Over a year that would be if I fought in December. It just didn't make sense to me. Being really the number 1 ranked guy still at 155, only losing to Lewis, beating the top guys at different weight classes that I can't get a fight. That's pretty crazy, but I didn't like that they can't pay me, but they can pay all these other people. We know these guys are getting paid way more, and I get it. I understand they want to bring in viewers, they want to do whatever they can to try to grow their promotion, sign people and pay them way more who've done nothing, and it kind of pisses me off seeing people like Reggie and the Juggernaut and stuff who have 7 fights, 6 so many knockouts and everything, and what I hear they get paid is crumbs, and I'm I hate to be the person that's like trying to push for better pay for some of these guys, but Bare Knuckle's no joke. We have guys on the undercard making $1,000. Right. I got paid. I was given nothing. I was given nothing for winning Fighter of the Year. I got a post on the internet. Not that I'm like, hey man, I'm crying about not getting anything. But
Right.
man, fighter of the year, I fought, I think, 4 times in a matter of 6 months.
You had a hell of a run.
A little bit more than
that run would probably kind of not be duplicated in a way because of seems like they are more on, that's just sort of like the more UFC way of like kind of the big fighters fighting 2, maybe 3 times a year. And you had that 4 fight, like you said, it seems like it was a summer. It was like the summer of Jim Alers. It was just an unbelievable run. We might not see that. Let me, like I said, Bare Knuckle, if they ever want to, say anything back and to you, and I hope they will, and hopefully if you guys have open dialogue and all that. But just to throw devil's advocate, just to kind of have a conversation with it. Even like this, just throw the UFC around, like a guy like Justin Gaethje, who is fan favorite, maybe just like yourself, putting people away, tough as nails guys, like a stud, right? He loses to Khabib, he loses in a title match, and then he kind of gets put on the shelf for a while. It just the division, the landscape, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense for him to maybe fight the 12th guy and all of that nature. So sometimes you've been, Jim, man, I think you've been a pro since 2008. Like you've been around, you've been in so many organizations, you've been in the UFC, but you can kind of understand sometimes the hot, you kind of they ride a horse, and then sometimes they put a guy on ice for a while. Like it's Justin Gaethje, a fan favorite. It's crazy that he hasn't fought in so long. Like, do you understand that side of it at all, or does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't know, man. I feel like they don't really understand. Not that they don't understand. I feel like there's maybe there could be stuff going on behind the scenes that I don't know. But sure, as a fighter and many other fighters in the organization that I'm sure are kind of afraid to come out because they don't want to, some of these guys who are getting paid, hundreds of dollars to fight MMA, and now they're getting paid a couple thousand, so they, it's helping them out. Yeah.
Right.
But I think they're kind of afraid to say, like, man, I don't think there's any direction that this is going. They just go, all right, this is the next show. Let's try to make as much money as we can with this next show. We don't know what's going to happen next. Hopefully this show does well and we keep going. And then, we'll see what happens. Because, like I said, I fought 3 weeks notice, 4 weeks notice. I get my opponent, I'm like, hey, am I going to get this contract for this fight? Do I know anything about this fight? Am I going to get tickets ever for this fight? Is anything going to happen about this? And I think they've still got a lot of growing to do. And are they doing good things? Man, yeah, they're getting eyes on them for sure. But I think the fighters, they're the ones that have really put in that work for them, are kind of suffering a bit. They're kind of getting put on the back burner while they bring in these guys, these big name stars, I guess, that they feel will bring them viewers. And, I was like, you know what? I don't want to be that guy that it has to just kind of, I'm just fighting and I'm not getting what I feel like I deserve out of it.
Right. And that's the number one thing. You said something right there that just hit home. At the end of the day, if you and every single fighter, every single person, individual, man or woman, you have not a price tag. You just have what you're worth, right? Like, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to teach a class or, shovel dirt, or if I'm going to fight in that square ring, like I'm worth this amount. And each fighter, each person has that or should have that. You know what I mean? I think that. You said you threw out a couple things, and a couple things made to me really good sense. If you had to maybe change, if you had like the number one resolution or a number one thing to change or number one like direction or something of that nature, what would that be? What if Jim Alers was the president of Bare Knuckle FC? What would be maybe the number one thing you would change or a resolution?
I definitely think, just better communication between whoever's running it, whoever is matchmaking, whoever's picking these fights, whoever it is, then I think there needs to be better communication between the fighters and the promotion. I think we don't know what's happening so much times, we're just in the dark until hey, that once that next fight is over, like I'm sure nobody knows what's happening after Bare Knuckle 19. You know, we're like, oh, maybe we might fight it in August. I've been told, maybe, I'm not sure. I haven't had a contract yet. I think there needs to be just that better communication, better flow of like what's going on in the future, instead of just doing it fight by fight and taking it by that way.
Right. No, makes perfect sense. Someone who, has a gym down there in South Florida, married, kids, all that. At the end of the day, communication, man. Communication is key for sure. I would love for you to hit on, because
it's crazy where I've seen. No, it's crazy that, I've worked with amateur promotions and I'm like, man, these people flow so much better than this big name organization. Things are ran more smoother. Of course I'm gonna throw it out there, but I mean, look at Combat Night right there. The way Combat Night's ran is big level. Almost like the UFC. They treat their fighters the way fighters should be treated. We're the ones out there doing what we need to do to make the promoters money.
Right. Like, I would love for you to hit on, because like I said, we talked real quickly on it, and I saw it on the way in. It was so funny you say that. I was actually drove from Hollywood, Florida, from Bare Knuckle FC. It was Hannah Goldie's son's Odin's birthday party, and I saw you out there, and the submission grapple in Jada's event, which I love me some Jada. Like, it was in Orlando, and and I was like, man, I was gonna miss it because I was at Bare Knuckle down there in Hollywood, Florida, and I saw it like early in the morning. I was like, wow, like it looked bad. It looked nasty. For one, how are you feeling from that? And maybe, some of the people that haven't seen it yet, can you talk us through what happened there?
Yeah. So, I was the main event of that submission grappling series, and I was going against good friend, former coach, Paul Rodriguez. And, I'm sure I've heard that Jada took a lot of like people sending her bad messages and all of this about what happened. And what happened was I had Paul in the triangle. He picked me up, and I had the opportunity. I had the chance to let go. I have, like I said, I've been in this game for forever. I've had so many jiu-jitsu matches, fights. I know the consequences of getting scooped up into the air. So that was on me. I thought I can finish this triangle. I've seen this many times of people getting slammed and the triangle only getting tighter. It didn't work out for me that way. And I was completely knocked out. I've never been knocked out completely like that before. Anytime I've ever lost, it's been a TKO or something where I'm still there, kind of. But
right.
The referee has stopped it. But this time I was out cold, and watching my wife run into the cage, and it really scared me. Watching my kids watching right cage side, that kind of scared me. And not saying hopefully that that would never happen again in a jiu-jitsu match. But then again, that was totally my fault. Nothing against Paul. Paul's my man. Awesome match. I wish it would have ended a different way. But it is what it is. But it kind of scared me that I don't want to get punched in the head really anymore. I think, and for what for cash that comes and goes. You can get money many different ways.
Right.
And I've decided my family and everything is just worth so much more to me. And I have big things happening. My gym is growing. Crazy right now, at such a fast rate. So I'm truly blessed with that. And I can really focus on that and just kind of make that happen too.
Definitely. Jim, man, I always love talking to you. The two last kind of things I definitely want to hit on. And then, we both go crazy. I've always loved watching you fight. Like I said, that 5 fight little run you had in Bare Knuckle around 18 months ago, 2 years ago was insane. First, mention Alers martial arts down there in South Florida. I just keep on seeing fighters come out of that gym. It looks like you said it's growing exponentially. Everyone went through some hard times. Seems like we're on the opposite side of it now. I would love for you to hit up that gym, talk about it, and just get that word out there.
Yeah. So we are actually, we haven't told too many people, but we're actually in the process of moving to even a bigger location now. We can't really hold any more members at our current location. We're trying our best to make it happen with the location that we have, but we're just growing very fast. So we're just moving a few bays down from where we are now to double the space.
Nice.
And I think it's going to be, we're going to do like a grand opening. We're located in West Pembroke Pines, if anyone's familiar with that area. And yeah, man, the thing I love about it is just the atmosphere that we have at that gym. I'm not your traditional gym that you call me master and you bow to the picture on the wall and you bow, we are, I think of it as like a guys club. We have women there, but it's a place where people can just get along with friends. I tell people what should I call you? I'm like, you can call me Jim. That's my name.
Yeah.
If you really need to call me something, you can call me Coach.
Right.
But just look at me as like a friend that's teaching you some cool ninja moves, and that's really what it's like. I have to turn off the lights and be like, guys, you need to go home, because people just, they want to stay and talk and chill. And
that's great, man.
That's the environment that I really, try to push.
Yeah, that's so important. That is so big. Joe Miggs just kind of popped in, said what I miss. Hey guys, don't want to put words in Jim Alers' mouth at all, but it seems like Jim is walking away from Bare Knuckle. Probably moving on, maybe from even the combat sports scene, definitely coaching, maybe doing some grappling stuff in the future. But it looks like for now, walking away from Bare Knuckle. That's kind of, the big gist of it I got. Kind of definitely want to end on this. And, I think it's a good bow of what you talked about earlier, and just really, how much I love and appreciate and respect all the fighters and regional, female guys, the biggest UFC fighters all the way down, right? What would you say to, like you mentioned Reggie Burnett and, Elvin Britos and Julian Lanes, these tough, gritty, awesome fighters and guys that are putting the people on the back. And, how it is sometimes they bring in a main eventer from here or there and they're trying to elevate everyone. But what would you say to a lot of those guys or girls and moving forward and trying to, get almost what you deserve or respect or of that nature? What would be the bow that you would tell a lot of the Bare Knuckle FC fighters?
Yeah, I think, it's hard to really be like, I deserve this. I deserve to, get paid my worth. Especially we have, they'll ask you, hey, can you take this main event fight in a week's notice against Thiago Alves? And man, someone like Julian Lane jumping up, and taking that fight and doing awesome. Personally, I thought he won that fight.
Great fight.
But I hope he got paid well for that fight, and that's kind of what a lot of these big shows do. You see it in the UFC. You'll see main event guy, who took it, one guy making 400,000, the other guy making 10 and 10. There needs to be something, and I think I think fighters, they jump to the, oh man, I'm gonna be the main event. That's so awesome. It's gonna push me to another level, which it might as well. But just remember, your health, is your health. You only have one head. And so this is not ballet. We're getting punched in the head for a living. And your head can only take so many punches before it's got good night, and you don't know what's happening anymore. So I think definitely fighters need to push themselves to that level of, hey, if I'm going to take this fight for you, what are you going to do for me? How are you going to help me excel to the next level? How are you going to push me? How are you going to make me where I want to be? And I think that's where fighters need to really, really work on that conversation skill. If you don't have a manager, you need to be able to do it yourself.
Right. Well said, Jim, man. Dude, I appreciate it. Like I said, we kind of, we texted this morning, and that anytime you want to come on, anytime you want to chit chat, there's a big fight coming up and you want to be like, hey, Dave, let's break this down, or a big submission underground coming up and you want to talk about it, that you're always welcome. Love having you. Love talking to you. Yeah, man, I do. I appreciate you. Appreciate all the work you have done, all the hard work. Like when Bare Knuckle FC was in the maybe tough times or not where they're at right now. It looks like they're, they got big things going. It seems like they got big things. They have a schedule out for the rest of the year. It seems like they're going to be in New York early 2022. So, it's one of those things. You're one of those guys. You're one of the guys.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. I definitely hope that they do well, and these fighters that are with them, have been with them, are treated, the right way, and hopefully they get paid. I know it's taboo to talk about pay, but God, I'm telling you, like some of these fighters, personally, some people who I've fought, told me what they got paid compared to what I got paid. If you're fighting me, you should be getting paid equal pay, if at least to it. Not, gosh, some of them are making pennies to get punched in the face by me, and that's not cool because I punched some of these guys a lot of times.
Yeah, some of them didn't go long. Some of them was not, they weren't paid by the hour. Let's just say that.
No, but that's for sure.
That's for sure, man. Jim Alers, the beast, man. Hopefully, bigging up things. It's kind of crazy how, you fought Jason Knight in the UFC, and that's always kind of been out there and funny. He main evented Gamebred Fighting Championship, won that fight, and now he got signed for the PFL, a big money deal with the PFL. So you never know what's next. Awesome. Yeah, what the future holds. So, man, we hope we'll definitely talk more. We'll definitely talk soon, and we'll kind of take it from there, man. But I just, appreciate everything you do, and let's stay in touch, all right?
For sure, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate being on the show.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. Talk to you soon, Jim. Thank you, brother. Whoa, there we go, guys. Wasn't sure what was up. He said he wanted to come on and communicate, and that's what he did. So very happy, man. Very happy. I'm just happy he's good. I think it's love the decision. I'm such a family guy, family man, so I respect that and appreciate that so much. So there we go, guys. That's it. I'm rolling. Bare Knuckle FC 19's tomorrow. Our girl Hannah Goldie's fighting UFC Vegas 32. My brother John Rafford's fighting for the Clash of the Titans. Undisputed Promotions, a combat night Saturday night. So a ton of great stuff. Stick with us. We're going to have people on the grounds everywhere. Fight Bananas are doing insane, crazy things. We got 2 huge things in the works. Cannot wait. Man. Hopefully you guys had a good night. Be safe out there. I think they should have a fight structure set up. Winner gets 1,000. Maybe, Larry. Not bad. Larry throwing out points out there. It's tough, guys. It's so tough to put money out there and structure, and because everything is different and every situation's different. And sometimes you fight a tougher guy and you get more money, or you bring more eyes to the show. Guys, Logan Paul and John Paul, right? Jake Paul, they bring more eyes to the screen, and that's why they get paid that much. So it's a tough industry. And at the end of the day, hopefully all the fighters make $1 billion. That's what I hope for all of them. I hope they're all rich, and hopefully we keep on paying for events, keep on paying for the pay-per-views, and don't stream stuff. And we give it all back to the fighters. But I'm out. Be safe out there, guys. FightBananas.com, a ton of content coming. I just dropped the podcast yesterday, so go get it. The Dave Van Auken Show, Fight Bananas. Have a good night. Thank you, Jim Alers. Talk soon. Be safe out there.